I would love to know what you think as far as, good practical advice that you would give to contractors who are either in the business now or thinking about getting into the business. We're talking about tool belt on, building houses, doing the renovations, doing the remodels and the additions.
Yep.
What kind of advice would you give those guys starting out?
That's a good question. I mean, a lot of them, I guess, establishing relationships is important with your subcontractors, with other engineers, with other architects and designers out there, and finding ones that are accommodating or fit your personality. And then be willing and open to difference of opinion. Value someone else's thoughts on their solutions, or and not have an ego.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, back to my statement earlier, is that the most stressful time for a client who's doing a project is spending money, and you have to really treat it as if it was your own project, and it was your own money that you're spending. And not just feel like, okay, well, we'll just make this change order and it'll be another $6,000. Well, to you, it's just another $6,000 because it's not coming out of your pocket.
Right.
To them, $6,000 could be like, wow, this hurts.
Right.
And it can affect them emotionally, big time. So just take that into consideration. And there have been times, I'm not saying all the time, but occasionally you may take a small hit. Just to make sure the client is okay. Maybe it's a $500 hit here or $1,000. In the grand scheme of things, of a $200,000 project, $1,000 hit might not be an issue.
Right.
It might hurt, it might not kill you.
Right.
Be able to do that. But just to make, I take hits sometimes, occasionally myself. It's like, okay, you know what? We're not going to charge you to do that revision on there because you've been through a lot and you spent a good amount of money already on this, and it's not a big deal. I'm not going to create a ripple in our relationship just because I need an extra dollar.
Right.
I don't nickel and dime my clients. I don't believe in it, So it's the same thing for contractors. I mean, I feel as though they're kind of in the same boat as we are, just a different type of work. They're dealing firsthand with the client. They're dealing with emotional swings with clients. They see them all the time, and it's the most important person in your business is your client,
right?
Because they're the ones that are giving you the money,
right.
So
and the referrals.
Right, exactly. And that's just it. I tell my clients all the time, I'm not going to sit here and try and charge you ridiculous amounts of money. I'm just going to charge you a reasonable fee because, and if I do a good job, I'm not going to pay off my mortgage with your project.
Right.
I'm going to pay off my mortgage if I do a good job on your project, and then you refer me to people in the future.
Right.
And that's how I build my business. I don't try and nickel and dime to get the most money out of one project so I can pay off bills.
Yeah.
I look for the long-term plan.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing I kind of feel with contractors. I think it's almost the same with any type of profession in our field.
Yeah.
You want to cater to the client. You want to do everything you can to help them within reason.
Yep.
But you want to establish that relationship with them. It's huge.
Yeah.
And that will build your business 10 times faster than just trying to get as much money as you can off of any projects.
Yeah, and I feel like even if it's like the small stuff, man, like some people just it's not even so much the monetary value of it, but just like the gesture of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like we did a big project out in New Hampshire, kitchen, bunch of bathrooms, whole bunch of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they had something else built just not too long ago, and it's near the kitchen or around the kitchen, and they just needed a couple of handles, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like the designer was like, hey, I got to order a couple new handles for this. And it's like, well, just give it to them.
Right.
Like, what costs us $50.
But it goes a long way to the owner.
Right. But it's like, we had no part in it. It's not our project. We didn't do whatever got built. Like, but like, $50 just to like send, hey, thank you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
And again, we didn't make a ton of money on the project, but like, it's
just
still
a gesture.
It's a gesture.
Yeah.
Right. And an interior designer brought us in. So like, makes the interior designer look good, like, and again, it's not a lot of money, and again, these people have money.
Yeah,
it's not a lot of money, but it's just a gesture.
Yeah,
100%. It's like, hey,
but you're building a trust and a relationship with them, and when they sit there and they say, "Oh my God, he just did that for just to be kind and appreciative and so forth," they look at you 10 times more than if you don't.
Yeah.
You know,
And it's amazing how just like doing something small like that makes you stand out.
100%.
You know,
I
'Cause
agree.
It's crazy.